This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Do you think we can handle this in this van? It's Morgan's biggest test so far. Yeah, so turning around is going to be the highest risk factor.
So we just don't turn around.
Shut up, Morgan.
Welcome back to the channel. We're Janine and Liam Day, a married couple in our late 30s who are attempting to do full-time van life in the back of a converted removals truck in Britain. Last week we entered into Scotland, travelling from Northumberland up the stunning East Lothian coast into Edinburgh. But this week we face crucial decisions about where to go to next as a tropical storm approaches, bringing strong gale force winds with it. Our main goal is to make it from Kent all the way around the coast back to Kent for August, where if our removals truck camper survives, we will enter Europe for the first time ever. Van life in the UK has been a hell of an adventure so far, and despite all the hurdles we have faced, we are loving every minute of it, with our aim of leaving the rat race forever. Every day we travel to a new location, and every night a new place to wild camp. So if you like the channel, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's see what happens this week as we continue this epic adventure of Britain in Morgan, our big green removals van.
Welcome back to the channel. We have moved south from Edinburgh when we should have been going west. As you remember from the last video, we're having some problems with our water system. We're not really quite sure what the situation is, but we think we might have a fix. We are near North Berwick again. I don't remember North Berwick. It was that amazing beach park up where we met John. John is a van builder and he's agreed to help us out swapping a pump over, and we're going to explain more about that when we go and see John. So for now, we're going to go and find John and hopefully, fingers crossed, get this water system problem sorted, because it's making a lot of noise and it does not sound good. Hi mate, how's it going?
Just for you, Liam.
Cheers, pal. We've arrived here. Do you remember John from the last episode? John kindly gave us the tour with his family around the East Lothian coast and loads of tips. And we stayed in contact with him. John has been really helpful with regards to this water system, and he said to come bring the van back and we'll have a look at it. What we've worked out that we're going to do is that and from speaking to various people on the subject, including people who've had this situation before and experts on it as well, is that currently we've got a pump in the van that's 45 psi pressure, which is a 3-bar pressure system, which we got told by Greg Virgo, he does van building as well, and he's installed those systems.
Greg is the man.
He's the man. He's the man. And I got sent his YouTube video by Bobble. Bobble are the guys that manufacture the boiler system in our van. They've also been helpful. They both said, Greg Virgo and Bobble said, that our pressure system, our pump is way too high for the Bobble system to work, and probably causing all of the situations here. So what we've got, a 45 psi system at the moment. We've just bought a brand new 20 psi system, which is what Bobble advised to have with their system. And I think you'll find in most vans, Greg did say that 45 is too high for a van, and we'll probably come across some leaks and stuff at some point. So we've got this and we're going to try and swap it over. The thing that's making all the noise is a pressure switch. The pressure switch we think was installed to take the 45 psi and try and make that pressure pump work with the 20 psi, but all it does is make a racket, and now it's sort of broken. It's making a continuous racket. So we're hoping that swapping this over, however easy it is to do, it's another Shareflow one, should work. Yeah, so I guess getting rid of all the water, draining all the water, depressurizing it, and turning off the electricity is probably the first thing we're going to do.
Correct.
I think, yeah.
Don't need me at all.
No, I do. No, I do. I don't know. I make it sound like I know what I'm doing, but Google searches.
Yeah.
That's it.
John took no time to get stuck in and swap over the water pumps from the high pressured one to a much lower one, hoping that it will fix whatever's happening to our water system. Being a van converter himself, he is used to dealing with water systems, so we were glad of his experience and knowledge. Once the pump was fixed in place, the pipes attached, pressure switch removed and all of it rewired, we were ready to test it.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Still going through it.
But that's fine, because it's trying to draw water.
Yeah.
That's the behaviour I was hoping for. So far, so good. That's just the pump trying to prime itself, and there's nothing there.
Wow, it is so windy today. I'm just sheltering here. John has changed over the pump now. So we've got this new pump in. We ran out of water, so we couldn't test it straight away. So we're filling up the water and then we're going to test it. So fingers crossed.
It will run for a while because it's got to fill, 7 litres or something.
10.
So it's probably going to run for a while. So if you switch it on,
Hey.
in a minute. We're waiting for hopefully nothing.
I'll do a high five.
There was some pressure in that.
Just turn it on.
Surprised at how easy John made that look, we were finished, and after only one test it all seemed to be working fine with no grunting noises, which was brilliant. We said thank you to John, who was so kind to slot us in between jobs, and hopped back in the van to continue our journey.
Just want to say before anything else, John Van Hooks in North Berwick is such a nice bloke. He's one of the kindest people we've met on the road so far. He gave us a tour when we first met him, and he opened himself up to help us out with this, and he sorted it. The problem was pressure. Pressure was the problem. Now we seem to be under less pressure, but on the subject of pressure, there's a tropical storm passing over Scotland right now. In fairness, it's coming over from the west to the east, but today has been the strongest winds that I've ever driven this van in, and it was pretty scary. When we were coming down from Edinburgh, I wasn't keen on that. Hitting 40 kilometers an hour is probably the highest point I want to go, and the winds are going to get stronger over the days. We've already driven further south when we wanted to go west, but everything happens for a reason. We're now going to go to the most local beach, which is an easterly beach, North Berwick, which we've camped on before. If you watched the last video, it's a really good parker. We're hopefully going to go and find a space down there now, and hopefully it's going to be sheltered from the wind for the evening, and then we need to look at what we're going to do. I think the worst thing to do right now is to head west, which is where the tropical storm is. So we'll keep you updated with that. So we're off to North Berwick. Okay guys, I just want to give you a very, very quick website update. As many of you know who've been following our story, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. They also are the guys that host our domain name for our website, thosehappydays.co.uk, which is now live. It's also the platform, Squarespace, that we're using to build the website. And so far we found it really easy. And for very little amount of effort and time gone into it, we think the website's looking pretty good. It's very easy to use on the front end and the back end. And especially if you're like a vlogger or a blogger, or you're selling stuff, or putting recipes up, that sort of thing, it's incredible for it. One thing that I've been using recently is there's a video section, and actually, in my opinion, I think it's better than YouTube. Now the reason why I say that is because we've got all of our videos on YouTube, and you can either put them into playlists or that's it. That's how you organize them. But on the website, on a Squarespace website, you can actually categorize them. So I've added all of these categories to it. So if someone went onto our website and they wanted to see beach park ups that we've been to, they'll be able to click a button and bring up all of the videos that have beach park ups. So that can be applied to many things, and I just think it's a really, really cool feature. Also, it's linking to our social media channels that aren't YouTube, so like Instagram and what have you. We've got our story written on there. We've got a direct link to the YouTube channel. It's a bit of a no-brainer if you've got a business or you've got a personal blog. But other reasons why we've chosen Squarespace are: we're eventually going to be adding regular blogs to the site, as well as potentially products as well. There's also a dedicated members area, which we could end up using because it's a bit like a patron setup. We'll keep you updated with any new features as the weeks go on. Now back to the video.
Well, we've just pulled up into this awesome spot that we stayed here last week, but it's just started chucking it down, and we were about to go for a walk. I've started uploading the YouTube video, and I was just gonna let that upload whilst we go down the beach for a walk, but it's chucking it down, and I don't know if we can go out. Do you still want to go out in the rain?
I think we just let it get it out of the system for 10 minutes and then just go for it anyway.
Give it 10 minutes and go? Yeah, let's do that then. Whilst it rained, Liam made himself a bite to eat and we waited out the rain. Eventually we managed to get out and go to the shops to buy some popcorn for a pending movie night in a storm. We returned to the van and decided to add a new feature up on the walls. Okay, so the reason why I am up on the bed holding this weird thing is because this is a bracket and it's a new thing that we've bought, so we're trying to figure out how to attach it to the walls. It's going to hold a tablet, so we can sort of watch films in bed, or Liam can do a bit of work on his tablet. So we're just trying to work out where to hang it so it doesn't come down. If we hang it up on the cladding, I'm not sure if we can drill into that, so it might be a little bit dodgy, but we've found the perfect place. We think it's the perfect place anyway.
I heard a ringing bell this morning, and it woke me from a dream. And in that dream I heard a warning, saying leave the rest, take
Good morning. We're in North Berwick still, and this was actually a good call to come here last night. Apart from the odd pretty strong gust of wind, it's fairly sheltered, so the van's rocking a little bit, but it would be a lot worse if we continued our route westwards. The storm is going to get worse over the next couple of days, and it's coming in from the west, so the west side of Scotland is getting proper hammered. That was where we were going to be heading, and unfortunately we're not going to be heading there anymore. We have decided to change the route a little bit based on the weather. We could stay here for a few days and let it pass, but we need to keep moving forwards because we've got a little bit of a schedule to follow. So we are going to be going south. The good news is we get to come back here when the weather's great, so we get to go to the southwest when the weather's great. As you guys know who follow the channel, we did the NC 500 last year, and we saw quite a lot of Scotland, including some of the western parts as well. The plan is to head south from here and go back into Northumberland. The video that we did a couple of weeks ago did the coast of Northumberland, and actually Northumberland has something called the NL 250, which is their version of the NC 500, and we've done half of it so far. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It was incredible. It was one of our favourite van life journeys ever. But now we're going to go down to the other half of it, so the inland bit, and inland is our friend at the moment. We're in North Berwick, we're going south, and we're going to be crossing the border into England.
Feeling slightly gutted to be missing Glasgow, we headed off south to then make our way west across Northumberland. The skies were grey and the wind was starting to pick up. We decided to pull into an Asda to do some urgent work, then across to Morrison's to do some washing.
Okay, we've just pulled into a Asda car park in Berwick upon Tweed. Berwick upon Tweed we've been before. This is the point where we leave the coast and go the east coast and go inland to do the other half of the Northumberland 250. I'm going to make Janine some food, some sort of taco pockets again. Really, really good for a quick bite to eat. A couple of days, yeah.
Well, when I woke up,
Okay, so I'm just outside the Morrison's laundry service. So we're about to put our washing on. It's actually really good. I highly recommend it. It's quite cheap. So it costs £10 to put 18 kilos of washing in, which is a lot. That's like the big machine, but it only costs a £5 to put in 8 kilos. Me and Liam have just put all of our washing in together, and it costs us £5. So it costs £3 if you want to dry it. I guess we'll put it on twice, so maybe £6. But apart from that, it's really cool because you can pay with card. You can type your number in, so it sends you a text when the wash is finished. So you can go off and do your shopping in Morrison's and get a text and come out here and collect it. So yeah, it's just really good. And Morrison's also has in their garages, they always offer a tap to give out water if you need it. So me and Liam always top up our water at the same time. Washing done. Let's go. So off we went, filling up our water and diesel, finally hitting the road for an epic adventure.
There's two things on this trip that really excite me and Janine. The first one is we're going to be entering the Dark Skies National Park, and we'll explain more about that later on, but it just sounds awesome. The second thing is, at the very end of this road trip, of this video, we're going to be hitting a location that Janine and I have been wanting to visit for a very long time, and it's another film location. I can't believe that we're going to get the chance to go and see it, and yeah, so that's all to come, but the first stop is Ford Etal.
We headed off into wild Northumberland, where we noticed straight away how little amount of people and other vehicles there were. The wind was howling, but the scenery was incredible. We found a place to park in Etal Ford, and we're excited to check out the area. Okay, so we've just pulled up in the town of Etal. There's a castle here, so we've come to the castle car park, because there's a free car park and there's toilets as well. They've got toilets in the car park. They usually charge, or they used to charge to go into the castle, but there's a sign up saying that it's free entry for all. So we weren't actually going to go into the castle because there are so many castles in Northumberland that if we went to all of them we'd be broke. But it's free, so we're definitely going to go in and check it out.
Like railways, every hour.
Cool.
That must be the noise that we heard.
Should we catch the train?
Etal, the next one's in 5 minutes.
Come then.
I need to go to the toilet.
Hurry up. Go on then, go to the toilet. You can hear it.
Don't you know we're the walking dead? Our lives were meant to be this bleak. Somehow they got into our heads. We're wide awake, yet still asleep.
We might as well, eh?
Can we just jump in then?
I'm gonna ask him. Do we get a ticket on board? Or we get the other end? Oh, okay, cool.
How cool is this?
Off to you, my lady.
Oh my god, it's the smallest one in here, Liam. Tiny. Oh,
This is awesome.
can we go back there?
Yeah. Where are we going, sweetheart?
We're going 20 minutes that way and then 20 minutes that way. We're going to end up here where we then have to pay because we haven't paid.
Etal, now we now know it's got a castle and a steam train.
A free castle and a steam train.
Somehow they got into our heads. We're wide awake, yet still asleep. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead. Oh, 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 oh. We're the walking dead. We're the walking dead.
Okay, so we're in a place called Heatherslaw. So I guess we're going to look around for a little bit and then catch a train back. We went for a walk around this beautiful little village. It seemed picture perfect with a mill, a cafe and the River Till running through it. There wasn't much else to see, so we went to their cafe for a quick coffee and a scone before catching the 2-mile train ride back to where we started. It was an enjoyable trip and cost us £9 each. We headed off to see the castle. Oh wow, this place. Oh my god, this place is eerie.
Oh wow.
How eerie is it?
Yeah, it's just because it's quite closed off. Is it some...
Yeah. The castle and the tower house were both built before 1341, and the tower house being the main living accommodation. We had a wander around before heading back to the van. Woohoo!
Back in Scotland, officially.
Officially now back in Scotland, we passed a town that took our interest, so decided to take a look.
So we've just pulled over into this place here, which is called Jedburgh. And the reason why we did is because there's a couple of motorhomes parked up and you think, oh, there's something going on here. And then looking over here, there's ruins of an abbey, which are really pretty. And Mary Queen of Scots house is here as well, which is really interesting. So we're going to have something to eat and we're going to have a wander around.
We hopped in the back, made a quick bowl of rice and veg with beetroot and guacamole and made our way into town. We were drawn into Jedburgh as we saw signs for Mary Queen of Scots house, but mainly because it looked so pretty. There were historical buildings dotted about on the town skyline, but notably the stunning Jedburgh Abbey. So we have only just realised that we don't have any mosquito repellent, and we're entering an area of the country where midges are quite bad. So we're now on the hunt for some, apparently, if you get some stuff called smidge, it's the only thing that really works with these midgie, this certain type of midgie. So we're on the hunt for some smidge. Liam's just popped into this local shop.
Huh?
It's a YouTube video.
It's YouTube, yeah.
What's your channel?
Those Happy Days.
Are you famous?
No.
How much subscribers? How much subscribers?
We've only got 41,000.
That's good.
41,000. That's famous.
Is it?
Is it really?
Are we going to be in the YouTube?
You're going to be famous.
We're going to be. Hello. Hello, people. What's your channel called?
Those Happy Days.
Alright, I'm subscribing. Thank you.
Bye. Well, we gained 2 more subscribers, but we still have no smidge. We continued walking around, then bumped into our new subscribers again. Say your names.
Say your names again from Rowan onwards.
Rowan. Adam. Kieran. Mark. Subscribe to North Happy Days.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Big shout out to those guys. We met them once and they went off to go and see our van in the car park, which is about a mile away, and then they came back walking all around the town to try and find us.
We headed back to the van to hit the road once more. Oh my god, they're so awesome. With our newfound fame, we headed off to go and find our park up for the evening.
So we're just entering the Kielder National Park. We've just entered England, we've just entered Northumberland again from Scotland, and this area is called the Dark Skies International Park, I believe. And the reason why it's called Dark Skies, not only is it the coolest sounding name ever, but it's because there's no light pollution here. They control the light pollution so much that it's one of the best places to look at the night sky. Definitely in the UK, maybe the whole world, one of the best places. It's so cool and we're driving through it right now.
Our park up this evening is in a forest in Kielder National Park, and we couldn't have found a more serene location.
Now that is what I'm talking about.
Wow. Wow, this place is just something else. It's absolutely incredible. I've never been in like a forest like this, all on our own before. Just me, Liam and Morgan. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's so pretty. And it feels so wild as well. And green and lush. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Morgan looks really at home there.
I know.
Like he's always meant to be in a forest park up with no one else around.
I'm getting attacked and I can't fly the drone because they're literally biting my face.
Let's
I
go,
can
I
see
know they're
them.
everywhere.
I can see them in. Oh, well, I got one in my eyelashes. If I wake up tomorrow with mosquito bites all over my face, oh, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Do you know what? I'll put money on it. You won't have mosquito bites on your face.
Don't you think?
You will have lots of midgie bites on your face, but not mosquito.
Okay, midgie bites.
Come on, quick.
Red dots. God. I couldn't do this.
Right, doors open quick, okay?
Get in.
We've got no fly screen, so doors open quick. Quick, in. This place is wonderful. The air is so fresh here, but unfortunately, it's absolutely rammed full of midges. Rammed. We'll have to keep this curtain closed, sweetheart. Janine? We'll have to keep this curtain closed because they're all in the front here now. There's a lot of midges and we haven't got any midgie repellent at all. I'm going to make some homemade stuff, which whether it'll work or not, I don't know.
In an attempt to keep the midges out, we lit a joss stick and closed the curtain to the front cab where there were hundreds, and it seemed to work. We chilled for the evening and woke up in our tranquil forest.
A morning framed by golden sunlight. A morning close friends travel together. Never wanting this to end. Singing in the car and then our destination's here. Never wanting this to end. Everything in perfect blend.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have woken up in the middle of a forest in the north of England, and it's absolutely stunning. I can't believe we found this place. It just feels like we're right in the heart of nature, you know, and it's something we've both been chasing for a while now. So it feels so good to be out here in the fresh air. We're in the Dark Skies Nature Reserve, but we are actually here in summer. There's not much of a dark sky thing going on. It was light until quite late last night. So it went dark for a little bit and then it got light again. It's the wrong time to come if you want to sort of see the stars, and I'd say winter would be a better time because it gets dark sooner, and a nice crisp night. That would be perfect for this sort of place if you want to see the stars. But apart from that, just gorgeous. The midges are here. I'm walking so they don't attack me, but they're literally going for my face. It's awful.
Come in, I'm going to make a concoction.
I'm going to run through.
Quick, shut the curtain. The sacred curtain, shut it. No gaps.
Oh my God. They're literally, you can't stand still. You have to keep walking around, otherwise they just land on your face and bite your face. They're sticking with the light.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up this coconut oil, and I'm going to drop some, we've got some lemon eucalyptus, which we use for eco-friendly cleaning, shall we say, and making the place smell nice. And I've got some lavender essential oil as well. So I'm literally going to drop a few drops of these into some coconut oil, heat it up, mix it round, I'm going to put that on. And that is the closest thing we've got to citronella, and it might work. It's worth a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
He moved like a magnet, wearing holes in the carpet, counting steps to the back porch.
You want to see how many midges are in here? Look.
Same song from the screen.
Oh my God. That is just awful.
That's just a fraction.
Oh no. How are we going to get them out?
No, we just have to drive and hopefully they'll go.
Oh, I've got bites all over my hands.
Have you? Oh, yeah, I'll get some of this on quick.
Devoted to a way of being, but he broke wide open. Like
Despite the midges, sleeping over in that forest was a memory we'll never forget and would 100% go back there. Perhaps with some smidge next time. We made our way to our next location, parked up when Liam had an idea to tackle the midgie problem.
I'm sure I heard some chap in a van, a big Sprinter, but not a 4x4, say, and this was on Holy Island, he said that there was a track that was about 12 miles long that was supposed to be that for 4x4s, but he did it in his, and we should be able to do it in ours. And it does say, and cars going with care. So it's a rough surface, but so long as we take it easy.
Oh, I don't know if our van's up to that.
But the thing is, it's absolutely swarming with midgies out here. So it's either get absolutely eaten to death or enjoy it through a drive. Let's give it a go. Morgan, you up for it?
So off we went to do the Kielder Forest Drive, suitable for 4x4s, unsuitable for big old removals vans. This could either be absolutely incredible or a complete disaster. So let's see what the locals think about our chances.
Do you think we can handle this in this van? Oh, really? Not at all? Oh,
It's concrete here, but it's loose hopping and it's slip and slidey. It's a really bad road for 12 miles.
is it? Even with the all-terrain tyres?
I mean, you can by all means give it a try, but if you get stuck, you're knackered.
Oh, really? Bugger. Yeah.
There's only one person with a tractor, that's my husband, and he's going out today.
You just don't think it's possible?
By all means, you can give it a try if you go slow, but
So when we hit the gravel, when we hit the rocks, at that point, is that what it's like for the whole journey?
for the whole journey.
So if we go and check it out and see what it's like, then yeah, okay. Is it quite loose stuff or is it quite... Okay.
They can't go marbles.
Is it really? Oh, I'll go and check it out anyway. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch for the deer, because if you see one deer, there's always 2 or 3 afterwards, and they're the ones you hit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Never hit the first one.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. We won't be driving fast anyway. Thank you.
Well, that was a clear no. I have no idea why we're still driving forwards, but oh well, let's see what this road's like.
I know I'm a bit gung-ho and a little bit impulsive, but I say let's just do it. I reckon it's doable. Even in Morgan, I reckon we can do it in Morgan. 12 miles is a long way, but I just think it's doable.
Go on then.
I reckon let's go for it. There's too many midgies outside of the van to make it enjoyable, and I think this is our one way of seeing the Dark Skies National Park from the perspective of Morgan. Morgan can handle it. It's Morgan's biggest test so far. Come on, Morgan, you can do it. You can do it. It's time to do some overlanding, proper overlanding. You're not a 4x4 vehicle, but you've got to act like one, just for 12 miles. Come on, Morgan.
Oh, God.
Let's do it. Yeah, so turning around is going to be the highest risk factor.
So we just don't turn around. I'm really scared that it's going to get really bad. I can't put on my seatbelt. I'm really scared that it's going to get like really slidey, slippy and slidey.
This is awesome. No, this is fine.
You sure?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. I want to take it nice and steady, but I'd love to be able to do it, because she said there's bloody deer and all sorts of stuff around here. This is doable. And we've got Rogue Alloy, all-terrain tyres, link in description, only if this works out. The end is in sight. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Woohoo!
I'm sure they just looked at us and went, look, they can do it.
If they can do
They've got
it.
a flipping...
Removals.
We've got a removals truck going down there.
We finally got to the end of the 12-mile track and loved every minute of it. We travelled through forests and hills and along undulating gravel terrain. We then got the map out to see where we were. We continued our journey to a cute little town called Bellingham.
We just ride in Bellingham, which is a very, very, in Janine's word, cute little town. It's got a little bookshop, it's got a little post office, it's got a little bakery, and Janine and I really feel like we need a coffee after that mega adventure through the A68 there. Thoroughly recommend that to anybody, especially if you do actually have an Overlander vehicle, a 4x4. It's just got to be like the best sort of track for you, that 12 miles of bliss. So anyway, coffee time.
So off we went for a coffee, stopping to buy some midgy stuff on the way. We went to a lovely cafe called Fountain Cottage Cafe, which surprisingly had loads of really great vegan options, so we stopped for a bite to eat. I had the beans on toast and Liam had a full English. It was really good and the staff was super friendly. We finished up and headed back to the van.
Next is the most, for me, the most exciting place that we're going to. It's a film location, and we're going to leave it to you to guess what it is before we tell you what it is. I just really hope we can get close to it. It's just going to be brilliant. Let's just go.
So off we went to go and find this film location. A small hint, it's a scene from one of Liam's favourite films.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh,
It's so beautiful. Oh my God, well spotted.
Wow.
Oh, man. It's enough to bring a tear to your eye.
How do I compare?
Oh, I'm so excited. It's raining now, but my God, I'm just so excited. How can a wall and a tree excite a man so much? I don't know. Are you excited, Janine?
I am excited.
Janine just had a little nap.
I'm really tired. We made our way on the hike to see two very poignant landmarks. The first one being Hadrian's Wall, which was built in 122 AD for the purpose to separate the barbarians from the Romans, and was the inspiration for the wall in the north from Game of Thrones. The second location was much further away.
If you hadn't already guessed, this is Sycamore Gap from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which if you follow the channel, you know it's one of my favourite films of all time. And this is one of the most famous scenes out of it, probably because of the location, because it's such a beautiful location. Hadrian's Wall meeting the perfect sycamore tree right in dead centre in the middle. It's where they filmed when Robin Hood and Morgan Freeman, Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman, got back onto English soil and were going to Locksley's castle, Robin Hood Locksley's castle, and they get accosted by the sheriff's men for the first time. And Morgan Freeman prays on top of that hill. Or that one actually, I think it's that one actually, whilst Robin Hood gets attacked by the sheriff's men, and it's very funny, it's very cool, and it's very 90s, and Robin Hood has an American accent. It's just brilliant.
Ocean breeze blowing in your hair. Come to me, how do I compare?
As we walked away from that epic film location, a man approached us and said, Was it the Romans who made this place famous, or Kevin Costner? And as beautiful as it was, we wondered if the real draw for us was its symbolicness of an era gone by. The 90s was a time for us when the world seemed a nicer place to be in, and everyone just seemed to be having a good time. This week, the tropical storm threw us off course, away from southwest Scotland and into the dark skies of Northumberland, and more of the stunning Scottish borderlands. We saw parts of our country that we thought didn't exist, and met people with such kindness that made us realise that all the love that was generated in the 90s is still floating about out there. You've just got to go and find it. Liam and I would like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because next week we'll be taking Morgan's first trip into the Lake District, and after many requests from you, we're going to attempt to bring you 2 videos per week from now on. See you next time.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done.
So we went off this way.
All the good times just
Azim went off this way, and Robin Hood, Kevin Costner, picked off the mistletoe off this tree, and he said, "Mistletoe. Many a maid lost their resolve to me thanks to this fine tweed or weed," or something like that. In my country, Christian, we do not drug our women.
Didn't he also say she was worth dying for?
Yeah, he says, in my country, Christian, women have such beauty they're worth dying for. Wait a minute, that's why you were in jail, wasn't it? That's why you were in jail, wasn't it? What a name, what was her name? Yasmina. Was she worth it? Worth dying for.
And that is the story of Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman in Robin Hood at this very tree.